Welcome to Set the Record. I'm Malcolm Anthony, all the way from Houston, Texas. We got Cody.
What it do from the 713, baby?
Yo, subscribe to the show wherever you're watching on YouTube, of course, listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Give us those 5 stars. We out here working for them, okay? This is fresh off a float trip, man. I ain't playing around. Look, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Set the Record Pod, like the Facebook page, Set the Record Podcast. We are in the middle, actually just ending summer league, and this is the summer. We are just grasping for sports right now. So
bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, we've got less than a month away. It seems like for football season, we've got summer league just ended, and we've got boxing and UFC just trying to keep us going. So summer league just ended yesterday. Look, man, this was actually a really entertaining summer league. I'm not gonna lie, and I like that they have it in two places. I wish they would contain it into one.
Right. And you could even see on television when you'd watch these games, even the crowds this year were like more filled up than prior years, right? Especially day one for Rockets, Blazers, Spurs, Hornets. Those crowds were packed because everybody was excited to see these young guys. Yeah. This one guy specifically, right? But
yeah, we all know that big man. But yeah, so look, we're going to highlight some guys we thought looked really great in Summer League. We're going to talk about, obviously, the Houston Rockets in Summer League. And, man, we got, like I said, it's going to be a good one. So let's just kick it off with the final game. So we saw the Houston Rockets and the Cleveland Cavaliers showdown. Cleveland undefeated. Didn't mess around.
Yep.
Right. Didn't play around. 99-78, beat your Houston Rockets, but not everybody played, right? Not everybody.
Right. We shut some guys down.
Okay, yeah.
It's still disappointing though, because we had those.
It was on the table. The chip was on the table.
It was there. Just didn't play good. Came out bad shots taken, no shots made. Decisions were.
Yeah, the first
bad
quarter
decisions total, right? It was just bad. Yeah, the first quarter was just complete annihilation. Then we made a little bit of a comeback, and then the Cavs said, "No, we're taking off with this thing," and they did that, right?
Yeah.
Cavaliers had Imani Bates, who I want to give a shout out to, played a great summer league. He went out there, he averaged like 18 points, 5 rebounds for the whole summer league. Yeah. He said all he needed was a shot to show what he can do, right? Came out there, won the summer league title, right?
Yeah. Isaiah Mobley played pretty dang well as well. Give him a nod. 28 points in the final game, and absolutely. You got Imani Bates. He's gonna have himself a career. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice. But I tell you, so Houston Rockets. That to me, that's the team that won summer league, if that makes sense.
They lost summer league, but they won it.
They lost the chip, but man, their team they got the young guys that look impressive, and I know you got to be happy about that. For me, truthfully, I'd say the MVP, and it actually came out that Cam Whitmore was the MVP of summer league. I think that makes sense.
Absolutely, Cam Whitmore. Just showing why he was the steal of the draft, showing why he shouldn't have fallen down to number 10 or number 20, right? He was a projected top 10 pick.
Yeah, which
because of some medical issues, falls all the way down to 20. Then this comes out and shows all 18 teams, because I think some teams had like more picks within the first.
Yeah, in the top. Absolutely.
Showed all teams that passed on him that, hey, that's a mistake. I know you had your guys in your board, and I know you like these guys, and you weren't expecting me, so you passed anyway, but that's a mistake. And the Houston Rockets, he fell to their lap. They capitalized. Rafael Stone was actually very active in trying to trade up for him in the draft, like all the way from picks 12 right there to 20. He was calling up, trying to trade.
But Whitmore, he averaged 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals.
3 steals, all from that one 8-steal game.
Which
tied the record, by the way, for most steals in Summer League, showing why he was the steal.
And you had Jabari Smith out there looking nice. You really, man.
And the one game of Amen Thompson where he looked like a stud.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you
That was
got
a great game.
promising days ahead in Houston, man. So
I
that's
wish we could have seen more of Scoot Henderson
yeah,
in that game before he got shut down. Wish we could have seen more Victor before he got shut down after those 2 games.
yeah. But I'm
But
glad
overall,
we
right?
saw him
Yeah,
bounce back. We saw a good recovery. So we know he
definitely.
can score. We know he can shoot free throws. So he could block shots. So, no, he's going to be an impact immediately.
So
Yeah, and, other guys, Max Christie, I thought
very
showed
good.
really good promise for the Lakers. He had good numbers as well. This summer league, 19 points a game, 6 rebounds, almost 4 assists, 3.7, and then 2.3 blocks. Like this, that's pretty good. Like for a guy his size.
Yeah.
So yeah, Max Christie, very promising future ahead. And a lot of he was good. People were talking, I think it's a little crazy, but they were giving him nods to Kobe Bryant. I was
You
like,
know
all
why
right,
that is?
he's wearing purple and gold.
No, no, no. There's this one video that blew up when he was a rookie. He was doing an interview, and
Oh, really?
somebody like covered part of his head and whatever, and said like he looks just like Kobe, guys. So it's like the resemblance was there. So then from that point
God.
on, people been like, "Yep, that's Kobe."
Oh my
Yeah, man.
God.
Max Christie showing that he is one of those guys that is young enough to play summer league, but is too good to play summer league. If you know what I'm saying, right?
I know. I hear that.
Join the
Yeah.
group. There's a few of those guys out there, right? We had
Yeah.
obviously Jabari Smith was there for Houston.
Yeah.
We had Chet Holmgren, even though he hasn't played like an official
Yeah.
NBA game yet, he was still showing out in those
Yeah.
games.
Chet looked nice. Chet looked nice.
Yeah, I got one more. Tari Eason, obviously second-year player. Every year
Yeah.
there's Shaden Sharp, right? Even though like some of his shots weren't falling, you could tell that
Mhm.
the skill level
talent
was
is
there,
there.
right?
Yeah.
And he
Right.
played above those guys, but like Jabari Smith said, it's not about being too good for it. It's just about playing hoops and just respect to those guys because they want to get the shots up. They want to play basketball. It's just love the game.
Yeah. Yeah. The love of it, man. That's where it's special right now. Yeah. And I thought, talk about the Thunder for just a second. Cason Wallace didn't do too bad, 11 points, and looked pretty well in a few games. I liked,
Had that one game with 6 threes, right?
yeah. I think it was 6 threes. And yeah, I think, like I said, I think he's going to show, we'll find him some minutes.
Right.
So,
That's the unfortunate thing for Cason Wallace and OKC. Like I said, draft episode, they just got too many guards. But if he's really
That's true. Because Trey Mann looked fine, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we got too many guards. Yeah.
but that's hopefully a good thing for the sake of the Thunder and their guards. They're
Yeah,
gonna motivate each
yeah.
other, and they're gonna always be motivated just by trying to take the guys in front of them spot, right? And the guy in front of them has to try to keep that spot. And I think that results in the best play. And I think that's what's gonna help those Thunder guards play at their best, right?
Hey, we
So
gotta hope so.
Summer League All-Star, all Summer League teams. All right, all Summer League first team. We have
Okay. Yeah.
Keontae George from Denver, Keontae George from Utah, sorry. Hunter Tyson from Denver, Sam Merrill from Cleveland, Cam Whitmore, obviously from the H, and
Obviously.
Orlando Robinson from Miami. All second team,
That's
we mentioned.
solid. Yeah.
Guy we mentioned, Max Christie on second team. Imani Bates, the other guy that we mentioned. Jabari
Yep.
Smith, third guy that we mentioned.
Yep.
Javon Freeman Liberty, and Xavier Moon. Now, I feel like Jabari Smith
I
would have
missed
been
a
first
little
team
bit
if
of
he
that
played all
Yeah.
5 games.
Yeah.
Same with Tari Eason. I think he was snubbed, but like that's just me being a homer for my guys.
I think so.
There's a good group of guys here like Keontae George in Utah. I really like his game, especially that explosive game one that he had where he went for like 36 of those things or something like that.
Yeah.
Game
Well,
Summer League.
yeah, I think there's a lot of guys right now in this summer league. Man, I can't wait to see just lace up.
Definitely. Give me some of them. Who you thinking of? Who you more based off this summer league season that we just saw? Who are you excited to watch? Maybe not just a team, but like a player or something like that. Someone who you just look forward to seeing go out there and hoop.
Someone I really truly need to see more from, and I want to see him on an NBA stage because he's talked a lot. I feel like this guy has been a no-show on big stages, and that's Brandon Miller. And he's got a great number one around him in LaMelo. And I think this is an opportunity for him to actually be there. Show up. And
Glad you mentioned
Brandon
Miller, actually.
I'm not worried about a lot of these guys. I mean, seriously, we've got Max Christie, Cam Whitmore, Imani Bates, Amen Thompson. I mean, some of these guys are going to be really good. Victor is going to be Scoot's going to be fine.
This draft class goes kind of deep.
It is, and even Chet as a comeback.
Technically, yeah.
I mean, seriously, because he's going to be a rookie this year.
Yeah,
and I think of those guys, Brandon Miller has got the most to prove.
Definitely, I think he's one of the guys that had the most controversy around his name when he was drafted, just because of who he was taken in front of, right? And Brandon Miller was one of the guys that I wanted to talk about. Glad you mentioned him, because I was definitely about to forget.
Yeah, I mean, he's my guy because, I feel like he's the guy. He's got the most to prove.
Yeah, and exactly. And I'm a bit disappointed in what I saw from him in summer league. He had his moments, but for the most part, he struggled.
He had small flashes where you saw moves he made,
where it's like it makes you think he's going to be fine in the league, right?
Yeah,
but you just wish he could have put it all together here.
Mm-hmm. And some of his stuff didn't look refined. It's just weird. He's got like some moves, but like it's a mental block to, I don't know. We'll see.
And then recently on Paul George's podcast, he was a guest on there. He said that LaMelo was texting him the entire draft day, "You're a Hornet." Basically, I'm pretty sure that means that LaMelo wanted Brandon Miller to be there anyway. So when he goes back there, when he gets to the main roster around guys who want him, guys who make him feel like he's part of the family, I think his play is going to step up. Also, that might be the reason why they took him over Scoot. Maybe LaMelo wanted a wing guy instead of another guard.
Instead of another guard, somebody who could need the ball.
Yeah, man. Brandon Miller, a lot of expectation around his name just because of it. Maybe he's going to make it work and shut up everybody, but I'm excited to see what he does.
Yeah, what you got? Who do you think? Yeah, who do you think?
I got a few. I got the Homer pick, obviously, because gotta shout them out. But I mean, really, I'm excited to see like those other teams like Utah and Keontae George.
Okay.
Where they already have something solid going for them. Mm-hmm. The way their season went, and
even how they ended.
The guys that they got. Yep, exactly.
Marketing and Clarkson. Yeah.
Always going to throw into Thunder when it comes to young cores and teams that I'm always looking forward to, especially with the promise that they're showing with Chet coming back and just how much more of an impact he's going to have on that squad, right?
Just needed size.
Like surely that's like a high play and low playoff team now, right?
Yeah, I think we should be middle. Yeah,
I think like anywhere from 6 to 8, 9 ish. I think that's them right now. And then I'll cap it off talking about the Houston Rockets. Didn't get to see Amen Thompson that much, right? But in the one game you saw, he looked like a real point guard out there. For the guy who had the most criticism for playing in a high school league, basically.
Yeah, right.
He looked like the veteran out there on an NBA court. So
he could lead a court.
Now he's gonna go there, be under the mentorship of Fred VanVleet, who was an underrated playmaker, by the way.
I agree with that.
Coming off the Houston bench with Kevin Porter Jr.
In Toronto, they had to make him a score a little bit.
Basically, right. Especially after Lowry and Kawhi left. Everything. He had to
I think y'all got a good thing brewing out there. I mean, that's serious. Again, that's why I picked him for my whole
30 years a team option. I don't care about that money. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Rockets also going to be low-key deep with Tari Eason, Kevin Porter Jr., and Amen Thompson all off the bench.
Yeah.
Doc Lando signed off the bench, who at times outplayed Ayton in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Very good signing, very deep team. Excited to see what they do. My projection for them, I think, is going to be a play-in team. At least a 10 seed is what we need. It's like I'm not going to go out there and say that we grabbing that number 5 seed and holding on to it. Nah, anywhere.
I think I think as high as 8, honestly.
I can see that.
I'll go as high as 8, really, because the youth during the season really, I think, can play a pivotal role, man. If they just play basketball, man, they're gonna beat some of these older teams.
Then you have to also factor in that even though we have a new coach, new staff, some new members, it still takes time to gel and really mesh.
Yeah.
So this first year might be a little like, fringe play-in, and then next season, when they really put it together with Udoka, Brooks, and everybody, that team's mindset, it's going to be really exciting, really scary, especially once that's going to be year 4 Jalen Green and next year, right?
And I think, man, Udoka's going to use that youth to his advantage with the defense, man. They're going to be hustling to
Dylan Brooks is bringing the defensive mindset and energy. That's the type of impact guys like him have. Definitely.
Seriously, between the Thunder, the Rockets, Utah, even seriously, some young teams brewing some serious talent for the years to come. It's going to be really nice to watch.
Yep. Hey, we're on the topic of the regular season, right? So let's go to something that was announced earlier today. With the new CBA, the in-season tournament, right? Everybody kind of knows the whole spiel now and how it goes. It takes place during November. Every team is divided from each conference into 3 brackets, Group A, B, and C. On each conference, everybody plays each other once, and then from there on out, the winner of each side advances to the tournament, and then the second best from each conference is the wild card. And then from there, that makes the tournament bracket, and then the final game does not count towards the season. Every game is played in the season except for the final one.
Yeah. It's all written in.
What do we think of this whole concept for you?
Seriously, I think it's a winner. At least right now on paper, it's intriguing. I think the one that obviously for the fan, it's more intriguing than the incentive for the player. I think there's no incentive for the player.
Right.
We talked about pre-show, $1 million or whatever. Man, come on. To me, more something. I mean, you can't give them more time off. They got to play the season. And I don't know, go to charity, do something. These guys, play for the love of the game anyways. The one game, I think it could go to something a little better. But I don't know. I do and am excited, though, of kind of the matchups we have going on here. But we'll get to that.
For the most part, I agree with what you're saying with how you feel about this tournament. I like that it gives fans a reason to watch basketball during November. I think the casual fan, at least, right? NBA sickles, we're gonna watch everything. But there's no way you're gonna get someone to care about a random November game unless it's a tournament game, and I think that's gonna keep people more involved. And I think it's something cool for those teams that aren't really championship teams, but are a little bit below middle of the pack teams, right? I think those teams kind of benefit more from winning that because it's going in the right direction.
Could you imagine?
Say the Thunder come out and win it next season. That's a great thing for the future of that organization's direction.
Yeah.
Right. So I think those are the guys that are going to care.
Imagine the Spurs making a run here out of nowhere. Seriously, could you imagine? I mean, just a team, the Rockets. I mean, even making a huge. I mean, something right now. I mean, well, I know, but I'm just saying, just out of the ordinary, something can happen here, and I think that's kind of what they're looking for because I think the older guys. You're still going to see a drop off, I think, in the older teams in this kind of style tournament.
Yeah.
But I think the youth in this can really pay it forward, and that's going to be beneficial later in the season because this does count towards the season.
And say we got a player, someone who's on a team that's never made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Say like a Jalen Green type, because we ain't been in the playoffs in a minute. Getting that little tournament atmosphere, that little championship game feel it's slight preparation for what you feel in the playoffs. It's obviously not the real thing, but I think it's easier to get those guys to care, easier to get you to that tournament feel. So with the incentive, I don't think that it's going to be hard to make the older guys care or the top 3 seeds care no matter what. But I feel this is good for those young teams or rebuilding teams. I think those guys will care because you're not going to get LeBron to care about a game that doesn't count towards the regular season or Anthony Davis. I feel like those guys would sit out just because AD is trying to stay healthy. LeBron's
Yeah,
too old for
exactly.
this. The Clippers would sit out Kawhi and Paul George instantly. Like
Exactly.
they
Yeah,
don't need that. But
they
those
don't.
teams, like the Jazz, is probably a good contender for that, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
You know,
100%.
they'll play hard. They're gonna want that title.
Yeah, and I think for legacy purposes, long term, this mid-season tournament championship could mean something. You know what I mean? Like think about
It's
the
gonna be
way,
like
like,
one of those ESPN stats.
yeah. I mean,
LeBron
yeah,
James is the first player
right.
to win the
Ex-
mid-season tournament,
yeah, or
NBA
MVP.
Finals,
Yeah,
and
right.
then this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because like think about it for yeah, exactly. Like if you're comparing Michael versus LeBron later, and LeBron's got one
that's
of
not
the,
fair.
I know it's not fair. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. You know, people are gonna talk about it. I'm not
definitely.
gonna talk about it because I saw. You know who the GOAT is. Come on. LeBron's gonna have the numbers, and Michael had the ability. So that's just what it is. But so yeah, no. So out of each bracket, we've got a group A, B, and C,
For
and
each
yeah,
conference.
each conference, yes, sir. And man, okay, so the West side,
The West is more the free for all side. Yeah, that's
Just going
everyone's
on in the West.
scrapping in the West.
Yeah, the West we know is pretty much all 15 teams are fighting for a playoff spot. There's no playing around anymore. I think last year was the last tankathon for a minute. So we'll see how this plays
Well,
out.
I mean, except for Portland,
We don't want to talk about
they're the
Portland.
last team. They actually re-entered the tankathon.
They did that forget, but it's not there yet. They're not there yet.
Oh yeah,
It's in discussion. It's in discussion.
everybody
We'll
else
talk
is
about
looking to
that.
build up.
Another show.
Portland's like, where are y'all going, bro?
Yeah, wasn't it something happening? Yeah, I missed the boat. Yeah, I'm hoping the Thunder reel in something with one of
Hey,
these.
Portland fans, don't worry. If there's any time to want to be competitive, it is not now. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You know, like that's what's held me. That's what's held me over these last 3 years of rebuilding.
Yeah.
Like everybody's good right now. I'd rather not be part of that dogfight.
Hey, do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to fall into that? Because seriously, you look at the
And then-
top. You're not gonna win. So
Exactly. Now the East, however, that's that's been the story for a little bit now. The East is just these three guys here. The rest of you
Yep.
guys are like down here, and
Yeah,
that's more of the. It's either one of those guys. It's not everyone's fighting. The East has like teams heading in directions everywhere, right? It's nowhere. There's no consistency. There's no. We all want this title. Some teams like Brooklyn are like still building forward with what they got. Charlotte is starting to be on the come up, but I think they're still a few years away from
hot seat.
being competitive. Right.
Yep.
Toronto is, they're in a retooling phase. They're not going to
Yep,
win,
it's
but they
not
don't want to
over.
tear it down either. They're retooling.
Orlando. Yeah. They don't know
Orlando
what's
is now
going on.
starting to be. They're building towards winning now. They're building forward.
They're trying.
Chicago is Chicago, right?
Question mark.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't know what's happening in Chicago. Michael left and they've never been the same. Yeah.
Right. So
They tried
let's
Derrick
go through
Rose.
we're gonna go through each group here, and you're gonna tell me who do you think wins. Who do you think will come out of this group?
All
We're
right.
not gonna make an official like championship prediction, but at least for the groups.
Right.
West Group A has the Grizzlies, the Suns, the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Blazers. Ooh, that's a group right there.
This tournament, gosh, honestly, it should be the Grizzlies.
Okay. My question
It's-
is, does
in
Jaws
this tournament.
25 games go into
Oh
November?
gosh. Oh gosh.
That's what we
yeah,
got to take into
it
consideration.
sure will. It sure will. Yeah,
Because
I didn't.
how many games are played in October and November? I think
Yeah,
Jaws
I mean,
still
because
gonna
the
be done.
Suns aren't. I just don't think the Suns are going to be that motivated. But they might have something to prove during the season.
The
But
Suns
truthfully,
can
they
make
should.
it
They
out
should.
of the bracket because this is regular season. So
I know,
every
but they
game
should-
here is played like a regular season game. So they're gonna try to
They
win it.
They should be worried about being healthy in the playoffs. I mean, no different than Paul George and Kawhi. The Suns are in the Lakers are in the same boat there. Of the teams in that bracket, seriously, the Suns should win it. The Suns should win it.
I'm going
Will
to say
I don't know.
this is still going to be early season, November.
Yeah.
So for the most part, a lot of these teams are still going to be figuring themselves out. The only team that's been the most intact recently here is the Lakers.
Yep.
Because
I didn't wanna
they kind of solidified themselves like at the end of the year last year and into the
Yeah,
playoffs.
And they
didn't make too many major moves, unlike the Suns, who have gotten a new front office, gotten a completely new roster almost.
Suns just got a lot to prove.
The Grizzlies were gonna have that point of 25 games to adjust without Ja. The Jazz are a low key like dark horse team that I feel like can come out of this bracket.
Yeah, because they look pretty.
I almost went ahead and made a hot take and said they're coming out of this, but I saw the Lakers. I was like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Lakers or the Suns. I forgot about Ja's suspension, idiot. It's been a while. But yeah, I like the idea of the Lakers, but I think the Suns need it. I think they need to be there at they need the seeding. They'll need the seeding later.
I feel like the Suns don't care about the seeding because they have that.
I feel like the Lakers don't care about the seeding.
Right. I mean, a lot of these teams in the West don't care. They just need to make it.
Yeah, like they'll be.
Same with the play-in teams. They don't care if they barely make the play-in. They just need to make it.
Yeah, we saw that with
you got the Suns. I got the Lakers.
I've got the Suns. Yeah, Suns.
Right, do we want to move to West B or go to East A?
Nah, we'll stick with the West. We'll finish out the West.
West B, Nuggets, defending champions, Clippers, Pelicans, Mavericks, and the Rockets.
I like that. There. It's a tough five. Okay, so Zion's.
I think this might be one of the most competitive ones.
Zion's health is a question mark, right? Obviously, you got Paul George and Kawhi's health question
Brandon
mark.
Ingram's health is also a question mark.
Oh, yeah, right. That's very true. I'm gonna go with the defending champs. Take it again, and I think because they want to try to repeat, and I think with that drive, if you have that motivation, I think that's what's going to get them over the hill there.
It's also, the fact that the Nuggets are also such a great regular season team as well.
Name the big man in this group that guards them, name the big man in this group.
Derek Lively.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. There's nobody really who can. I mean, Zion maybe
that's what I'm saying. If he is healthy, this is
on a physical level, but not with. He doesn't have the height for it, right?
He won't stop him, but he will agitate him.
He'll get into it.
He can get up and box. Yeah. I think that's the only question mark. Zion's health seriously makes that an interesting matchup. But West,
if the Clippers do end up getting James Harden, that's also something to talk another consideration there because
we'll see what that looks like.
I feel like if the Clippers get James, then they can afford to load manage one of their three guys every now and then.
Big time. Really, all three of them they could weirdly load manage.
Just make it four with Westbrook, right?
Yeah. Westbrook's a dog. He'll be there all 82. He don't care.
Westbrook said, "Nah, I ain't sitting." Absolutely.
Yeah, he'll take this.
All right, man. I'll stick with the Nuggets here.
West C. You got Kings, Golden State, Timberwolves, OKC, and the Spurs.
Man, this is the group that I wish my Rockets were in because this feels like the easiest group to win a one-game scenario in.
Straight out the T-Wolves for you, and that's a fun group.
This is the freest team, right? Or the freest bracket.
Yeah, big time. Anybody can win it.
Definitely. I'm thinking, looking at these teams, you can make a case for any of them, right? Because you only have to beat the other team once. But I'll say the Kings. I think the Kings are going to. You say the Kings. They're going to come out hungrier after
they have to
being a first round exit last season, going to 7, having 50 on their heads, right? I mean, but I can definitely see the Warriors, the Thunder, or even the Spurs winning it. So it's
no, I don't disagree with you.
But I was Kings.
Yeah, no, Kings is a good pick. I was thinking Kings because they should have a lot to prove after losing to Golden State. Yep. I'm picking the Thunder. I think the Thunder having Chet being in the lineup. I don't know what Poku's going to look like. I had read that he got something got agitated, but I guess we'll see what it looks like in the beginning of the season. But yeah, I think having a big guy, a large man in there is just so beneficial for the Thunder. And I think that changes a big time look for Shea because Chet spreads the floor. So
think about the Thunder. I think Thunder. Their defense is going to be low-key very underrated with the tools.
They were already scrappy as hell, man, last year.
Now you add
So,
Chet to that. You're gonna have Shea, good defender with that wingspan of his. Lou
yeah,
Dort's gonna go in there. You know, we all know his reputation. Now you're gonna
Giddy,
have Chet there too. Yep, Giddy with that size at point guard.
and
They're
it's
gonna be a scrappy team defensively for sure. But all right,
yeah,
that's our three teams from the West. Let's go over to the East. East A. I mean, we're just gonna fly. This is easy. 76ers, Cavs, Hawks, Pacers, and Pistons. Wow.
yeah. You just said wow, and it should be the 76ers hands
Yeah.
down.
Even if they don't have Harden, I feel
Even if
it's
they
still gonna
don't
be
have
that
Harden,
team, right? It's still gonna be
yeah,
good.
it should beat everyone.
Plus,
The-
even if you're anticipating them like not making a big trade, Embiid is still that guy.
Yep.
The only contest I see here is the Cavs, maybe.
Cleveland. Yep. I was gonna say Cleveland is the one thing because they had such a disappointing playoff run. They
They're also
might
gonna be
have
hungry.
to prove something in
Yep.
this in midseason midseason tournament. So yeah, the question mark Cavaliers, but Philadelphia's the pick.
Right. Unless Philadelphia like really gets fleeced on that Harden trade,
Yeah. I
Can't
don't
go
think
against
Daryl
them.
Morgan let that happen.
East
But yeah,
B, Bucks, Knicks, Heat, Wizards, and Hornets. Come on now, Bucks. Moving on.
moving on. Yeah. I mean, we all think the Bucks are gonna have a comeback season, right?
Yeah,
But Miami, if they land
they land that
Freaking-
man Dame.
If they land Dame, this changes things, and we gotta put that in.
Especially for the whole East right now, because that team just made the finals as the 8th seed, and they just
Without-
went ahead and added Damian Lillard.
So yeah, if that happens, that is going to be nuts. But for now, I'm picking the Bucks. The Bucks gonna have a lot to prove, and I think Giannis wants another chip. I think they don't need a whole lot to make that happen. With the roster moves they made, I feel like injuries really derailed them, and Chris Middleton not kind of being up to his
Up to
standard.
Chris Middleton.
Yeah, so that was I think what happened last year because I think everything else was right. I mean,
Brooke Lopez as well.
Lopez was balling. You had
which I have beef with now for
not
completely-
coming over. I do too, though. I thought we were in the dogfight for him, but I understand going back with Giannis. When I play 2K, sometimes I go to play with Giannis too. So I'm like, me and Giannis gonna go get 6 chips together. But yeah, that's an easy group I for now until the trade happens. Group C: Celtics, Nets, Raptors, Bulls, Magic.
I think that's gonna be the scrappiest group out of all of them. It's gonna be. I know who the winner is, but I think it's gonna be the most contest here in this one. Like within
Well, it
themselves.
depends on how Boston shows up. Which Boston shows up.
That too, right? But I still think, I mean, right? I don't know, because Boston tends to start slow sometimes.
Yep.
To start the season, and then they just ramp it up. So it really does depend. I'm still gonna take Boston to win it,
Yep.
And I feel like even though it's a random draw, the NBA still intentionally put the top 3 teams in different brackets.
Come on, man. And they
Right.
did this with intent. I mean, I feel like the whole thing is with intent, in my opinion. Draw one.
But when you look at the other teams in here, like Nets, Raptors, Bulls, Magic, those are all kind of similar tier of teams against each other.
They are.
Aside
Yeah,
from Boston, this is the most evenly matched. Again, this is like Group C in the West. It's the most free one. If you really want to try to win it, that's where you go.
Really. Yeah, honestly, of these 4 teams, besides Boston, I like the Nets. I like Bridges. I
The
like
Nets is showing promise for next
possibility.
season.
Yeah, I like the possibility, and I like their head coach. I like the possibility. So we'll see if Boston's season looks as good as it should. I think right now they're the projected winner of the whole NBA Finals right now, on paper. Like the Vegas bet, I'm pretty sure Vegas bets on Boston to win the NBA Finals right now, and I think the Suns are second on that list. So
Understandable.
yeah,
Suns
We'll
also
see how-
kind of came up with their bench, right? Made some crazy signings.
they did do that. They made. I'm
Got a lot of
shocked.
people for minimums. Eric Gordon over there, Rockets legend.
Hey, that's how you go
Bull.
win a chip, right? That's how you go try to win a chip. You get some guys on a veteran minimum. That's smart on their behalf, but we'll see how it plays out with health. And man, what a good show. Great show today,
Sir.
man. This was Set the Record. Thanks for watching. We are on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Set the Record Pod, like the Facebook page, Set the Record Podcast. Meditate, make it go away.
Yer.